Hello, Motor Nation. I always feel kind of silly saying that. It's like some kind of weird made-up term.
Motor Nation.
But this is take 3 of my attempt at doing the Coast to Coast Live Summit. And the reason it's take 3 is that last night I was having trouble sleeping, and the summit had just started, and so I decided, what the heck, I'll stream it. And well, I was kind of tired. I don't really know what I was doing, and the stream was pretty boring when I looked back at it, so I went ahead and nuked that one. But then earlier today, I decided, okay, we'll give it another try. And for some reason, my microphone wasn't working. And someone pointed that out on the stream. And so I had been talking the whole time and giving out really good information, by the way, as I do. And so I just decided, well, let's do this again. So I'm doing it again. I've done quite a few of the events at this point. Let's go ahead and go into the HQ Summit thingy here. So my current score is 844,000, almost 845,000. My rank is 1508, which puts me on the Platinum tier. But of course, with 5 days left in the summit, that's not going to last. It's probably going to be well over 1 million required points to stay in the Platinum tier. To give you some idea of my skill, I'm okay. I'm an okay driver. I don't have any top 10, scores or anything like that, but I most weeks I will win Platinum on both PC and PS4 because I play on both platforms, just for fun. Just for fun. Well, I started on PC a while back, and then on PS4 I started later, and so it's kind of interesting to go back on the PS4 and with less stuff available to me, and with all of the events being new to me. Okay, so the Coast to Coast Summit has a lot of long events, so this is going to be probably more than one video. As you can see, I've done almost all of them at this point. I have only not done the Detroit Hypercar event and the Gallardo's Los Angeles event. So, you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start with those, and then I'll get my 1,000 bonus points, and I'll have an initial placement in the leaderboard, and then we can go back and check out some of these other events to see if I can improve my scores on them. I did pretty good on some of these, so maybe not, but I'll try. So first, let's do the Hypercar event. And the hypercar that I have all set up for Detroit is the Egoista. It's pretty much the hypercar of choice for top placement on the leaderboards. The other ones most of them are actually pretty okay for getting a decent score and staying in Platinum. We'll take a look at the leaderboard later on to just give you an idea of the variety of cars that are in use. But the Egoista is the easiest one, I think, to use. Now, I should have looked at the settings first. Well, I have a full Nitro Chemist set on this guy, and I'll show you the tune Pro settings after the race is over. Hopefully we've got no traffic to deal with here, so. And if you have any questions about the race or about the car or anything to do with YouTube, don't hesitate to ask. I try not to talk too much while I'm driving because when I get distracted, I drive very poorly. I tend to run into things. Detroit is one of my favorites, so I don't know of any major shortcuts on this one. I'm sure there are some. But I usually just take the straight route. I cut some corners maybe, and I don't do any cross countries. Like on the New York route, there's some big cross country shortcuts you can do. give you a big map so you can see what's coming up. I don't look at the map too much, but sometimes I use it to prepare myself for big cuts, because you can't always see the driving line very far ahead of you. It's obscured by hills or trees or whatever. A lot of drivers, streamers I should say, don't use the driving line or drive only from the cockpit. For my part, I need all the help I can get to get good scores, so I'm not going to restrict my view or turn off the driving line, because I need as much advance warning as I can get for upcoming curves and stuff. Plus I figure, you know, this is an arcade game, it's not really a sim game, so... I'm driving a concept car here. This thing never saw the light of day. There's like one of them made. And everyone in the crew who's been playing long enough has one. Because it's basically the easiest handling hypercar. Now there's areas like here that maybe there's some shortcuts I could use. I know in particular this big turn, this big jag that's coming up here. I could do a shortcut, but there's a lot of trees there. It's really easy to get hung up on a tree trying to avoid this corner, so I don't bother. I still screwed up on the coming out curve. Oh crud! I missed the turn. That's what I get. You know, these longer races, my mind starts wandering. I go into autopilot, and then I miss a turn like that. Oh well. I don't think it's going to have much impact on my overall score. Not as much as crashing like this. This is why I shouldn't talk and drive. Now, this is what I like about the Detroit event, because most of the curvy stuff is at the front of the race. And the back end of the race, the second half, which we just got into, is almost all these long, straight, barely curving freeways. So you can really open it up. Almost got up to 300 miles an hour there. You can really open it up and let your car go crazy. I try to keep it above 280 miles per hour on freeways like this. Not all the hypercars can do that. Ego Ista, the Bugatti Chiron, the Bugatti Evo, Koenigsegg Regera, maybe a couple other ones I'm not thinking of. Less than half of the hypercars can cruise at over 280. I hate that turn because I almost always miss it. Like I try to speed up in that straight and forget that the turn is there. And now at this point in the race, you know, the driving line has vanished, so I have to use the mini-map. Sometimes if you do back on track, it will bring the driving line back, but I'm familiar enough with this event that I don't really need it. Although it's nice to have it there, you know, when your mind starts wandering. And you miss a curve, and you slam into a building, you know, like happened a little bit ago. Okay. Ah! Didn't quite make that tight enough. That's bad. That's going to cost me a couple seconds of the time. It's basically a 12 to 15 minute race, depending on how quick you are, you know, cornering and stuff. And for most people, for the pros, it's, you know, for the top guys, it's less than that. I usually, under 15 minutes is a good time on this for me. So we'll see if that gets me enough points for the summit. All these lovely straight roads. Oh man, this is not a good time to get foggy because we're coming to the part of the race where it gets into an urban area. And there's a lot of parked cars and stuff. And they're hard to see in the fog. These roads are tough to negotiate in the rain, too. A lot of tight turns, medians to avoid. Zigzag there, getting very near the end. Watch these last turns. Haha, my stock is full. Oops. Okay, 112,000. That's okay. That's not great. I'm going to want to run that one again. See if I can maybe find some shortcuts. Okay, the last event that I need to do for the first time is the touring car Los Angeles route. And then we'll come back and redo those other ones, but let's take this one for a spin. I know a couple of shortcuts in Los Angeles. I don't know if they'll help me. This color is one that I found online, which is a fairly rare color that was actually used on this model of Gallardo. So it's called Yellow High something. I forget the name, but it's just kind of a unique yellow, goldish. Well, that's weird. The sound just cut out. Are you hearing the same thing I'm hearing? I'm not getting any car sounds. This is not good. Let's bail on this guy. The UI sounds are still working. Maybe a quick look at the options. Maybe it was just a glitch at the start of that race or something. I usually keep music and voices turned off, but everything else is set as normal, so what the heck? Let's see if we can try again. No, we're not hearing car sounds. Huh. Okay, let's do this. There's one car sound. Oop, I don't want to put, oh, well, I put the game by accident. I'll be back in a little bit.